The history of humanity is closely intertwined with the history of all living things on planet Earth. For example, are you familiar with the Inca civilization? It was the largest indigenous state in South America by area and population from the 11th to 16th centuries. And it is this civilization that is directly related to the domestication of our guest today. Meet the llama, the prototype of the American camel and a vital part of Aboriginal agriculture to this day. In other words, the llama, llama glama, is a South American mammal from the camelid family that was domesticated by Andean Indians. And let's start by saying that this is not an alpaca. Yes, they are similar, but the llama is larger and has a longer head with rounded ears. Llamas grow up to 1.8 meters tall, while alpacas do not exceed 1 meter. Unlike the pampered alpaca, whose wool is often very expensive, the llama is a hard worker, used primarily as a pack animal. The llama's history begins not in South America, but in the vast prairies of North America about 40 million years ago. It was there that the camelid family originated. About 3 million years ago, the ancestors of modern llamas migrated south along the Isthmus of Panama, choosing the Andes highlands as their home. Without the llama, the Inca Empire might never have achieved its greatness. There were no horses or oxen in the Andes. The llama became the only pack animal capable of carrying loads of up to 50 kilograms along the narrow trails of Machu Picchu. The Incas called the llama the silent brother. They used everything: wool for clothing, dung for fuel and fertilizer for terraced fields, and the animals themselves as living transport. Even today in Peruvian villages, the llama remains a symbol of prosperity and reliability. Today the llama is a domesticated descendant of the wild guanaco. Unlike its African and Asian camel cousins, the llama has abandoned its humps in favor of a compact, muscular body, ideally suited for traversing steep cliffs. Living in oxygen-deficient conditions requires exceptional engineering solutions from nature. Llama's blood contains an abnormally high number of red blood cells, and their hemoglobin has a unique structure that allows them to bind oxygen much more efficiently than that of any other mammal. This allows them to run uphill where a human would gasp for breath after only 10 steps. Unlike goats or sheep, llamas don't have hooves in the traditional sense. They have soft, leathery pads and 2 movable claws on each paw. This makes them ecologically friendly climbers. They don't erode the fragile soil of high-altitude pastures. The llama is a pseudo-ruminant. It has a 3-chambered stomach, cows have 4, which allows it to extract nutrients from even the most sparse and tough vegetation. Llamas are highly social creatures with a rigid hierarchy. Within the herd, there is constant competition for social status, and the language of communication is incredibly rich. The position of each llama in the herd is constantly changing, especially for males. Conflicts between males often occur, allowing the victors to successfully advance in social status. Fights between males are spectacular. The animals spit, but ram and kick each other to knock the opponent down. Fights between females are much less dramatic. The females usually limit themselves to spitting at other members of the herd. Despite minor skirmishes, llamas in the same herd care for each other. Animals instantly respond to an alarm call from one of their own kind and prepare to defend the herd. When communicating with each other, llamas grunt. As an alarm signal, llamas make a sound similar to a barking laugh. When a llama is alarmed or unhappy, it presses its ears back. A happy or curious llama, on the contrary, pricks its ears forward. Well, and the famous spitting, this is not just a myth. Spitting is an extreme measure of social correction. Most often this is the contents of the first chamber of the stomach, half-digested grass, which has an extremely pungent odor. A llama rarely spits at a person without a reason. Usually this projectile is intended for an annoying relative. To be fair, it should be said that 4 species of camelids are called llamas. The llama itself, Guanaco e vicuna, and alpaca llama and alpaca are domestic animals. Guanaco the vicuña and guanaco are wild species. Genetic studies have confirmed that the ancestor of the domestic llama is the guanaco, while the ancestor of the alpaca was the vicuña. However, the animals freely interbreed, resulting in numerous hybrids and blurring the distinctions between them. Similarly, the vicuña, wild alpaca, differs from the guanaco wild llama in its more modest size, shorter head, and more graceful build. The llama's diet is vegan and consists of fresh grass and grains. When fresh grass is unavailable, they eat branches and leaves of low-growing shrubs, moss, lichen, and plant roots. Llamas are mated starting at 1 year of age, but only females. Males receive their passports only at 3 years of age. Gestation lasts about 12 months, after which, as a rule, only one cub is born, weighing 9 to 14 kilograms, which will live for 25 years. Incidentally, llama milk is low in fat and contains higher levels of phosphorus and calcium than, for example, cow's or goat's milk. To this day, llamas are still used to transport heavy loads across mountain ranges along trails inaccessible to modern transport. Only males are loaded. One animal can carry up to 45 kilograms per day over distances of up to 30 kilometers. If the load is too heavy, the llama stops and sits down, and no punishment will make it strain. It will simply spit its foul-smelling gum in the face of an intrusive driver. We hope you will definitely encounter a llama along the way, but only one with ears pointing forward, not backward. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and tell us which animal you'd like to see in the next video. And share this video with your friends, it really helps our small community grow. Love nature with us. See you soon.